Listen, good evening to all of you. Good evening to all of you. Listen, real quick, you all come on in. I know I'm a tad bit earlier than 7 o'clock our normal streaming time, but I want you all to come on in and share, like, love, tag someone, and tell them that the motivational conversation with Lamar Jordan has returned. I am super excited. I know we've missed being together a couple of evenings due to other obligations, but we're back tonight, and it's going to be a great show tonight. So go ahead and tag and share and let your friends know to hop on because Lamar is back, and we're here for another motivational conversation. Now, I would also tell you in the beginning of this conversation that I'm in a different space, and I thought it would be really nice to come out in the elements, but I think every bug that bites or what have you has decided to come after me. As y'all can see, I'm steady rubbing and scratching and swatting, but we're gonna thug it out. All right. So y'all go ahead real quick and share with your friends and let them know that we are here for another motivational conversation and that you don't want to miss it. We are here. Hey, I see some family members. That's all. Speaking, how would I have known? But that's not Callie. Okay, go that way.
It looks like Kelly.
That is not Callie. That's Maya and your cousin Rashida and her daughter.
What they doing here?
They're coming to play. Okay, have
I'm
fun.
doing
Yeah, go. It's fine. All right. So part of the interruption, that was my kid. And we're here. So yeah, y'all come on in, like, love, share, tag. I don't want to start real soon, but I do want you all to know that we're not going to be long tonight because these bugs and stuff are really biting. And so I want y'all to come on in. So share, like, love, tag someone, and tell them that motivational conversation with Lamar Jordan is here. Okay. Let's see. I see Barbara Miller. Hello to you. I see Mary Spain. Hello to you. And there are others that are coming in, and we want to give them a few moments because our normal time is 7 o'clock, and I know people have things that they typically do on Thursday nights, and they normally jump in and catch it. So I don't want to speed real fast due to what I'm dealing with. But these yellow jackets and stuff and mosquitoes, they're really biting out here. I should have thought to put on some off or something, but I didn't, and now I'm swelling up. Oh my. But we're here. But anyway, tonight's conversation is going to be really, really good. As always, I tell you all each week that this platform is simply to build others up. It's never to tear anyone down, whether it be challenging our growth in our mindset, growth in our decision making, or what have you. But it's always designed to be beneficial for everyone. And tonight's topic, I really believe that it will be very beneficial to all of us. Personally, for me, I would say it's it's a great conversation. All right. So while you all are tagging and sharing and others are coming in, and hello to you all who are watching from the backside. And what I could typically call the backside is when you scroll on Facebook and you hit the speaker button, but you don't actually click the live so that the individuals can know that you're watching, but you're watching from the outside. That's what I call the backside. So hello and welcome to all of you who are here that are watching. All right. So I'm just going to go ahead. Tonight's conversation is going to be about the strength. Wait a minute. The wind is blowing. All right. So here, let's do this. Tonight's conversation is going to be about the strength of accountability. Okay. Somebody type in there in the comment section the strength of accountability. All right. Because sometimes, or even oftentimes, people look at accountability, and let me say it this way: they think it to be something for the weak, but there is strength in accountability. And I'm not talking about accountability on the lines of, well, I guess I am, so I'm not going to say that. Okay? So listen, every decision we make carries weight. This stuff is really every decision we make in life, it carries weight. Some choices, they open doors, and then some choices, they create obstacles that we all have to face. And as a result, those obstacles are results of the choices that we've made. But what I found is that one of the greatest signs of maturity is not perfection, it's accountability. All right? I see it right there. The strength of accountability. One of the greatest signs of maturity is accountability. Accountability is the willingness to own our decisions without making excuses. And I'm sure, like many of you and myself, we can think of times where we made excuses, or perhaps even in some cases where we shifted the blame, or even pretended that the consequences didn't exist. Right? We've done that. I know I've done that. But tonight, it takes strength to say, I made that choice. It takes strength to even say, you know what? I made that decision, or I chose to do that. It was my fault, if you will. And even greater strength to do the work that's necessary to move forward after making that decision. Y'all forgive me. I told y'all, these yellow jackets are no joke out here. But yeah, it takes strength to say I made that choice. Because I'm sure many of you, and even myself, I'll just say this, I've made choices that did not lead me in the right path, or that did not open the doors, if you will, that I thought that should have been open, or perhaps caused me obstacles that I didn't really plan. But it took strength for me to say, you know what? I made that choice. I got to deal with what I got to deal with. It takes strength to do that. And growing up in the country, I'm sure your grandma have said things that my grandma has said. And one of those things where you made your bed hard, so now you got to lie in it. Anybody else grandma said that? Or you heard your grandma say that? Tonight, the reality is that there are consequences for the choices that we make. Every choice we make in our lives, friends, there are consequences. Somebody type in the comment section, consequences for every choice we make. We can't get around it. Whether the choices we make are good or whether the choices we make are bad, there are consequences for every choice that we make. And sometimes, just sometimes, some of the consequences, as I said before, they are rewarding, while others sometimes they are painful. Anybody have ever experienced some painful consequences that result from the choices that you've made? Anybody? Somebody say I have. Type in the comment section, I have. They are painful. So there are sometimes painful consequences and rewarding consequences. Regardless of which one they are, they become opportunities for you and I to grow. And you may say, well, how can I grow through painful consequences? Well, one of the ways that you can grow in that is you won't make that choice again. You won't make that choice again. Once you experience those bad consequences, you won't make that choice again. And for on the flip side, for the good in the consequences that we make, you're most likely will make that choice again because you like the results that come from it. But even in the painful consequences, we have to be willing to learn from them. All right? So no matter how painful it is, you have to ask yourself, what is in this that I can learn from it? Real quick, moving on. Growth is stunted when we refuse to accept responsibility. I'll say that again. Growth, you and I's growth, is stunted when we refuse to accept responsibility. As people, we cannot heal what we won't acknowledge. All right? If you can't face it and say and state that it is what it is and accept that it is what it is, you can't heal from it. You'll just continuously be lying to yourself, because in the world in which we live in today, you ain't lying to nobody but yourself, because everybody else around you, they already know. They know the truth that you're lying to yourself about. And I would even say this, that even in some cases, it doesn't even matter. Well, in all cases, it doesn't even matter what everybody else knows. It's about you, as long as you know. So do yourself the favor and don't lie to yourself. I made the decision. I got to live with the consequences, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to learn from that decision so I don't have to make that decision again. All right? Excuses makes us feel better for the moment. But accountability, it makes us better for a lifetime. Now that, when and y'all see me reading off my notes that I typed because I can't remember everything. But that was real good. I said that again. Excuses that we make, they make us feel better for the moment. But when you and I take accountability for our actions, they make us better for a lifetime. Yeah. Because think about it. If you let's see. How can I make that live, if you will? For example, like I said tonight, I made the decision to come out in the elements. All right. So the fact that I'm sitting here enduring the consequences of these yellow jackets, flies, and mosquitoes that's annoying me, those things are a result of the choice that I made. You got it? So with me sitting here having to do this motivational conversation, I'm enduring pain and swatting at flies and bugs from these yellow jackets. And so that next week when I come back, I'll know to bring me some off spray, some bug repellent. You get it? I'm not making excuses because I chose to be here. So I could have said, well, y'all, I can't do the live tonight because I got to go because the bugs and so on and so forth, the mosquitoes are biting me. But no, I made the choice to be here at 7. So now, Lamar, you deal with the consequences that come from you being here at 7 because you have an assignment. And there are people that like you all who are waiting here on the live to hear from me. So, hey, I'm here and I'm having to deal with it. Making excuses, it only allows us to feel better for the moment. But when we take accountability for our choices and our actions, it makes us better for a lifetime. Real quick, I want you to ask yourself, am I taking responsibility for my actions? Ask yourself that. You don't have to reply, but just ask yourself internally, are you taking responsibility for your actions? Or have you been blaming others for the decisions that you've made? Ask yourself that. Wait, I want to go back. I wrote this here. When I talked about growth is stunted when we refuse to accept responsibility, Let's go to Genesis. All right. Genesis, the 3rd chapter, 12 and 13. We all heard it in Sunday school as children growing up. You've heard it, the story with Adam and Eve and the serpent. Listen, Adam blamed Eve and Eve blamed the serpent. Blame never produced healing, but accountability opened the door to be restored. You got it? Adam blamed Eve, and then Eve blamed the snake. Sound like the blame game. We cannot go through life continuously, people, passing the blame onto someone else, saying they made me do it, or I did this, or I did this because they did that. No. We have to take accountability for our own actions. If you done it, if you said it, if you made the choice to do it, to have it, accept the responsibility for the consequences or whatever that follows it. It's just that simple. And in most cases, ask yourself, what is God trying to teach me in this lesson? Because sometimes we feel like the consequences of our choices are unbearable. Sometimes we feel that way. I know sometimes I do. But it's in that moment that we should sit and ask ourselves, what is God trying to teach me in this moment? Not so much about what I can get from it, or why it's me in this, or why did this happen to me? Okay, God, what are you trying to teach me in this moment? In this moment, what are you saying? What is the lesson that I need to gain? What do I need to gain in this? Because I believe that in all things that there is a message and there is a lesson. There is. We can learn a lot from the consequences of the decisions and the choices that we make. We can. And for many of us, we can ask ourselves, what changes do I need to make? Because a lot of the consequences, all of the consequences of our actions result from a choice that we've made. And so if we don't like the consequences or the aftermath of the choices we made, then hey, we got to change, right? We have to change. So real quick, and we're going to get out of here because I'm headed down to eat crab legs. So we're not going to hold you very long today. The moment I accept responsibility is the moment that I regain power to change my future. You got it? The moment you and I accept responsibility, that's the moment that we regain the power to change our future. All right? So you're not weak when you accept responsibility. You're not weak. You're strong. Don't let nobody make you feel like you're weak for owning up to the decisions that and the consequences that you've made. You're strong. All right? The strength of a person is not measured by how well they hide their mistakes, but by how courageously they own them. Learn from your mistakes and allow God to transform you. All right? Learn from your mistakes and allow God to transform you. All right, friends, I am done. And that's all I want to talk about tonight was a strength in accountability. Be responsible. Be responsible for the decisions that you and I make. All right? Own up to it. I did it. I said it. It is what it is. And learn from it. Learn while you deal with the consequences. There's a lesson in it. All right? And remember, you are not weak when you accept accountability. You're strong. All right, friends? So until next week, you remain strong in your accountability and continue to ask God, what is in this that I'm to learn? All right. That's it. I'll see you next week and have a wonderful day.